Welcome back, listeners. Thanks for listening to the Haven Financial Group radio show. I'm Larry Kolvig, founder and CEO of the Haven Financial Group. On with Kyle Thomas today, a certified financial planner on the Haven investment team. And Kim, the decisions that go into retirement are such key decisions. And I think people are really wanting the education piece, because just this past week we had four educational classes in 1 week.
Wow.
All very well attended, from Social Security to Medicare. And they were very well attended. So people are seeking education because that's where they can avoid some of these pitfalls. Because let's face it, your retirement strategy, number one, do you have one? You should. It underpins some of the most important things in your life that you worked all these years for. We want to make sure we get these decisions right, that we modify and we continue to look at the situation. It's retirement. I've said it probably every show, is more than a meeting once or twice a year for 30 minutes to an hour. That isn't fair to you. It's not fair to our clients. And again, you should be getting more attention than you're probably getting.
Absolutely. 612-504-8400. Set up that first meeting with the folks at Haven Financial Group today. Let's talk about compound returns and what that means to someone's retirement. Kyle Thomas is with us. And Kyle, first off, when we're talking about compound returns in reference to retirement, what exactly do we mean?
Yeah, so when we're talking about the compound returns for your investments, we're talking about time taking over for how it affects your portfolio. The more time that you have, the more growth that there will be. And the most important years of growth are the last years of the growth. So compounding returns is exactly how it sounds. It compounds over time, but we need that time piece to be in there for it to take full effect, because the most important ones are at the end. And in order to have those ones at the end, you need to start at the beginning. So start now, if you haven't started, but we need to make sure that we get it going, because it takes that time and you need to be consistent and diligent in staying invested. So
what you're saying is that what you're saying, start now. You're talking about investing. Start investing now.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So if you're 35 or you're 40 and you didn't start when you were, you began your working career at 22, 23, is it too late?
No, it's not too late. It's never too late to start. It just, the strategy for how we end up investing could potentially change, though. Everyone's goals are different, and our goal is to get you to retirement. And depending on when you start, maybe we're more aggressive than we would have been if you had started 10 years ago, because we're trying to get to a certain point. It all depends on where you're trying to get to, and what your goals are, because that's what is going to affect you in your retirement. And if we don't have time on our side, then we need to have a little more riskiness at play in order to get those higher returns, to get to that same spot that you would have been had you started 10 years prior.
Sure.
Kim, it's extremely critical, and Einstein said it probably better than anybody, is that compounding returns is the single most powerful mathematical concept known to man. And I would agree, he's 100% right, especially when it comes to your finances. As Kyle was saying, the power of compounding becomes more significant over the longer time horizon. Now, it's no better time to start than now. Again, it has significant more increases the longer the period of time. Even the smallest differences, again, making bad choices can really make a big difference in the outcome that you want, which obviously is to be well prepared for retirement. It's something that should be taught in school and in high school. I don't know necessarily that it is, but those that take advantage of it, they're going to be very happy once they get to the golden years.
What about those years that are down though? I mean, there over the course of a lifetime of investing in compound returns, I mean, in my lifetime, I can name 4 or 5 times that we've seen a real downturn in the market. We've just had one recently, and I'm sure there's a lot of people who are very nervous as a result of it. So, what do you do to try to, deflect those issues while still trying to maximize compound returns?
Yeah, well, so compound returns, they affect you negatively or positively. So when we do have those years of negative returns, we got to do our best to have a strategy to maximize what we can in those years. Mm-hmm. Buying the dips, that's a common practice that a lot of successful investors incorporate. And that's something that we do through our active rebalancing of the portfolios. Because we all know that our markets, if you look over history at different asset classes in the market, it is very consistently inconsistent. So if we can have a good rebalanced strategy where we're buying stocks that are down or bonds even when they're down, and we're selling what has outperformed, then we're buying low and selling high, which is the best key principle to success in investing. So when the market is down, we want to buy more, because then when it does turn around, because it always has turned around, then we're going to accumulate faster than we had lost, because we have more shares to work with us for the rebound.
Sure, absolutely. At what point, Kyle, does it become not advantageous for the investor to continue this game? I mean, is there a time when you tell your clients it's time to get out of this compounding game and start to get into something that's very steady and comfortable?
So when we're talking to our clients about their risk profiles and how risky they should be in the market, we're taking into consideration how they should be for the long term. Mm-hmm. So we're not really changing how much they have in the stock market versus bonds or fixed index annuities. We're starting that from the very beginning, and we're finding what is a comfortable allocation for them. Mm-hmm. Now, depending on whatever year it is and how the market's performing, that doesn't mean that some people don't get a little nervous, and we have to have some conversations about why this was right for them at the time and why we should stick with it. But we don't really ever make changes to their risk profile, because that's a conversation that we had at the very beginning, and we explained that this is something that we want to be in long term. So most of our clients fully understand that, and it's not too many conversations that we actually have where people are getting worried about their risk profiles, especially in downturns.
Is this something that once you hit retirement, you guys advise people to step away, though? Or do you have a lot of people who are well into their retirements and they're still, looking at compound returns? They're still investing in such a way.
Well, so when people get closer to retirement, we're definitely taking a look at their risk profiles. Yeah. Because someone who's in their 50s that works with us, they should be more aggressive than someone who's in their 60s that works with us. So we do change that. I don't want people to think that we never change risk profiles, but we never change them based on emotion. Mm-hmm. At least you shouldn't be changing them based on emotion. We're changing them based on realistic, tangible factors. And that is someone going from working to retirement, or maybe they're going from their first years of retirement to their middle years of retirement, and we dial their risk exposure back a little bit from there as well. So we are changing those risk profiles as ages go up, but it's purely non-emotional.
Yeah, and Kyle, that's why I was asking.
What I would say to that, Kim, though, is as people get closer to retirement, there's no doubt they should be probably taking the foot off the gas pedal a little bit. Yeah. The problem is, in observation of all the years that we've done this, most people are unaware of how much risk they're actually taking in a portfolio. And I'm saying that I'm putting the blame game there, but most just don't know until what? The market goes down drastically. Oh my goodness, the panic button goes on. I can't believe we're down so much. they were unaware in the beginning of how much risk they were taking because maybe somebody didn't explain it to them. They didn't understand diversification. So again, that has to be a conversation we have. We call it stress testing your portfolio. Number one, to avoid some of the stress that might come if you are not in the right position. So a takeaway from this is, compounding returns can be highly powerful when applied properly to your portfolio. Mm-hmm. Easier said than done. Yeah, it takes discipline. It takes managing of your emotions. It takes financial strategies and use of products that see compounding returns in maybe different ways. And if that appeals to you and you're listening, or maybe you don't fully understand it, or you don't know how this applies to your portfolio, and nobody really is explaining it, give us a call. Sit down with us. Come on in. There's nothing to lose, only to gain. There is no cost. 612-504-8400 is how we can be reached.
Absolutely. Again, it's 612-504-8400. That's how you get hold of the folks here at Haven Financial Group. Kyle, I was asking you that, and you answered it just perfectly. That's exactly what I was just wondering. If we have people who are listening and they maybe are not feeling so great, it's that stress testing and figuring out, is it time for me to pull the gas pedal back? So you taught me something there. I appreciate that. 612-504-8400. That is the number, and that's how you get hold of the folks at Haven Financial Group. When we come back, we're going to talk about the role of dividends and how they can play a part in your retirement. This is the Haven Financial Group Radio Show.